10 years ago this week, Apple Music launched and podcasts turned 10. So in June 2005, Apple added podcasts to iTunes and built a directory of podcasts in the Apple Music Store. And while podcasts had existed before this, Apple really made podcasts explode in popularity, brought them mainstream. So what was happening in 2015, launched Apple Music, which was a music streaming service. So instead of purchasing individual songs, you pay for a subscription for everything. And they had human curated playlists, what they called radio stations, professional DJs selecting the music. So it was very non-algorithmic. They also included a sort of social network, Apple Music Connect, that let music artists share lyrics, photos, videos, and fans could comment on those posts. It was discontinued in 2018 because not enough people were using it. What's interesting is that this new Apple Music service did not include podcasts at all. That used an entirely separate Apple Podcasts app. And that is the status today. You still have an entirely separate Apple Podcasts app with all the podcasts, and then you have Apple Music as a streaming service. I think what's interesting looking at it from today, as Apple's celebrating 20 years of podcasting, a lot of podcast listeners are moving to other platforms. Spotify started including podcasts in 2015, and the past couple of years, they've really gone all in to increase that. And right now, YouTube is where most people go for their podcast content. Apple is really kind of losing the race in those cases. At the same time, Spotify is still the most popular music streaming subscription service, and YouTube Music and music on YouTube are huge as well. It feels a lot like Apple Music, Apple Podcasts. They're still going because they're so deeply integrated into the whole Apple ecosystem.